Excited to be with you today. Excited to be with you all. Appreciate it. The 13th of March. Can you believe it? We are rolling through the months, right? Hey, listen, let's get right into it. My name is David Rutz with David Allen Capital, and I appreciate you all being here. I've got some notes on screen I'm going to go through with you because this is payment processing tips. And so, what I'm going to talk about today, and I went out and I talked to different processors and I looked at different things of what's working best for getting payment processors. I'm sorry, getting payment processing clients right now. There's nothing ever that beats warm market. So, first of all, you informing people that you're in the space and the eliminate the fees is the trigger. Getting rid of the fees. Fees are very painful payment processing because it's actually a check you write. It's actually a deduction taken from their account. So the beginning of the month, usually around the first, people feel this pain where they end up paying 2.5 to 3% of their last month's sales. So if you did 100,000, you got a $3,000. That's usually more than the rent. It's a big payment going out, right? If you did 400,000, all of a sudden you may be paying 20 grand, right? Some crazy number, or 15 grand. And it's a big payment going out. And you're going, man, every month. And so the bigger the company, the more painful the fees are and the more beneficial dual pricing is. Dual pricing doesn't cover all your expenses if you're doing 4,000 or 5,000. You have minimum costs, right? That $30 monthly fee, PCI compliance fee, different things. There's cost, and you're just not doing enough sales for 4% to cover it. So, where it really becomes beneficial, the larger the client, the better. And then it also positions the customer, positions you. So the number one thing is warm market. That's the first most important thing. All right, I'm gonna put my readers on here because I took notes and I've got a bunch of them here. The first thing I would say is warm market, as you know, you want to lead with the savings. Keep 100% of your sales. That's kind of a trigger. Keep 100% of your sales. Keep 100% of your sales. Some people don't even realize they're not keeping 100% of their sales. They know they're paying a fee, but they've never looked at it like they're giving up some of their sales to a payment processor, right? Um, that's number one. Number two, target niches. There's people who do well because they focus on a niche. They become an expert in hair salons or restaurants or construction, or they focus on a niche. And what they say to do is focus on industries that benefit most from dual pricing, which are retail. Retail benefits most from dual pricing. All right. So, because the average ticket is not 7,000, 6,000, adding 4% to that is a little tougher for a customer to swallow. And it's a little tougher for a business owner to add it. Right. But an $80 restaurant bill or $120 fine dining or a $30 ice cream with you and your family, that's easy to add 4% to. Right. So, target specific niches. Retail is the specific. Some people are using an audit first approach. They're leading with an audit. I'm not a big fan of anything that isn't transparent, honesty. I just don't want to teach salesy things like offer an audit. Well, unless you really can do an audit, which you're not, unless you understand all the fees and you can find all their fees and you want to look at their statements and do an audit, that's not what we do. Our processors aren't in the business of going, yeah, give us the statements, we'll do an audit for you. But there's people leading with audits and doing well, and they become experts at pointing out how your processor is taking advantage of you and how you can get the fees down to zero. All right. But the most important, one of the most effective way is short form video. Social media with short form video, which is what we say to do on funding as well. And that is you doing a simple short video yourself on your social pages and saying something simple as, hey, have you already heard of dual pricing? Where you can keep 100% of your sales, because that's what we do. Your payment processing fees driving you nuts, and do 10 different ones. There doesn't have to be one that is the best one, but do some. Short form videos, they've said, is attracting, it's not as good as warm market, but is what most businesses or many processes are seeing is pulling in the most leads because it's getting into business owners' heads without someone knocking on their door or going through the door. The next one is canvassing as a customer, which we've always talked about, not just canvassing, but canvassing as a customer. So that means while you're in spending money, engage with the owner. engage with the owner. I'm not surprised. These are all things. And then referral partnerships, which is basically what we all are, right? We're referral partners, but we're agents. We earn more, but we actually are just referral partners when you think about it. The payment processing, are you setting up their POS? Are you determining their POS system with them? Are you giving them tech support on their POS system and getting them printer paper when you need it? No. Are you getting them the tablet? No. You're referring them to a processor, but you can attract referral partners, just like we say to do with our funding, CPAs, financial planners, restaurant supply people, anyone dealing with restaurants. Those are great referral partnerships to have. Accountants, business consultants, anyone dealing with business owner. The other thing is they'd say limited time offers where you can't offer that. Direct outreach and cold marketing. I call it care marketing because cold marketing is broadcast and you're like just casting a wide net. Where care marketing is you're literally focused on the business owner when you reach out, not your commission. And most professional salespeople do that anyway, but it changes the way you communicate in your messaging for them. Um, I don't like dealing with people who are trying to make money on the business owners. I don't like, we make money on business owners, of course. The lender pays us. But we're not out there going, cool, we got a gullible one here. Let's mark it way up. Or cool, we got a gullible one here. Let's charge them 6% of sales on their payment processing instead of 4. Or let's lock them into a 5-year contract where if they leave, we're going to jam them. That's not the way we do business. We never have done business that way. And so anything that is misrepresenting, like calling something an audit when you're not going to do an audit, that's a lie, right? It may work if you're really going to do an audit on their bill, but we don't do that. Where our company is not saying, hey, we'll just give you a free quote. We used to do that. We're not doing that. We're like, if you're ready to move to dual pricing, fill out this form, right? So direct outreach does work, just like it does in funding. It does work, and people are having success with it. But short form video and warm market is best. We already got website because it talks about what to put on your website, what's working best on websites, and we've already got that covered. And educational webinars. This is something that we've talked about with funding as well. If you can become an educational resource, not many people know much about dual pricing. If you start a YouTube page, or if you have YouTube, you have a Google email account, you can have a free YouTube page, start uploading videos there. YouTube will start playing it for you. There's not a lot of people doing educational videos on this. So do some short forms, 30-second spots, 60-second spots, and then do a longer form explaining dual pricing. We've done a lot of dual pricing Zooms on here. Go back and watch them and repeat it. Just take it and say, I'm going to use that and use this and make your own page and have them link right to, in your comments, have them link to your payment processing link, right? If you want to go to GoDaddy and set up your own link, dualpricingdac.com or whatever. You can't have David Allen Capital in it, you can't have Bank Breezy in it, but you can make a vanity name and see if you can't get some clients to click on your link and go, but become an educational, because what that does is it attracts, there's people searching this. There's business owners, a sales guy comes in or gal and says, hey, have you got dual pricing? And they're like, yeah, I'm good right now. But then they go home thinking, hey, maybe there's something to it. I'm going to research it. And they type in dual pricing. And what comes up is a bunch of salespeople trying to sell, a bunch of processors who are advertising to it. So then they go to YouTube and look, and they're looking for education. And you could be their educational source. DAC is going to come up, but that doesn't help you unless you talk to them yourself. But if you're doing educational videos, they all of a sudden they see you and they're clicking on the link to get the dual pricing, to get a quote because your video says to. So these are things you can do to be a pro. You don't have to, but if you're on this link right now, if you're on this page, I'm assuming you want to get payment processing customers. These are the most effective ways. So again, and by the way, there's been some numbers coming back on advertising. Facebook and Instagram with short form videos have been more effective than Google. That doesn't, I'm not surprised by that, but so short form video content, in-person canvassing as a customer, referral partnerships. And then the last thing I'll say is We're working on a video. I was scripting it this morning to take to business owners that is going directly at them to get them a commission on their own deal. Let's it'll be something you can offer as a kind of a like, you can't beat this. You just can't beat this. Are you paying too much in fees? Do you know there's an agent earning a commission? Would you like to earn that commission? We're looking at different ways that you could take and get the business owner, they're already on dual pricing. This is who it's for, that they get the commission and they become part of our umbrella. They become a referral partner with us. So you can tell them that. We've done that in the training, right? We've said one is they're not on dual pricing, so talk to them about it. Two, they're doing it not in compliant way. Can correct them. And three, they're already on it, and you're going to get them an agent commission because they're not getting it today. And the only time that won't work is if it's family member or a friend, right? And you got to let them know, we'll hold your hand. We'll do everything your agent's doing for you. Our team will come alongside to help you with that, but you'll get a commission instead of the agent getting, we'll split it with you. We still make some, but you make some as well. So those are the three buckets. Don't have dual pricing today, hand out. It's simple. You want to show them they can eliminate their fees and keep 100% of their sales. They're on dual pricing, but they're doing it in a non-compliant way, like surcharging or must spend $20, use a credit card, or if you use a credit card, we're adding a fee, which is surcharging, or they're not showing the credit card price on their menu and they're doing dual pricing. So you can inform them that, hey, you educate them in a nice way. How do you know? Remember how we said to say it? How do you know your agent? How do you know them? Because if it's a family member, you want to be polite. But if it's not, hey, I don't really know them, you want to let them know, well, they haven't advised you very well because you're not following Visa, MasterCard rules. I mean, I love that you're doing dual pricing, but if you don't do it compliant, you can lose your ability to do Visa, MasterCard. If you'd like, we can set you up so it's 100% compliant. And if they're like, and we can also make you the agent of record. So that's the last thing. So one is move to dual pricing. Second one is make sure they're doing dual pricing correctly if they're already on it. And if not, how do you know your agent? And then bring them up to speed that they're violating the rules. And then the third way is they're already on dual pricing. They're doing it well. They want to stay on it. Well, do you know what the agent's making on this? And we can pass some of that onto you, most of that onto you as the agent. We can make you an agent with us. So those are your three angles to go after it. You've got that freedom to do. So those are the tips for today. We got some neat things in the works. That's all I can tell you. But any questions about anything that I've just talked about? I'm going to go off my notes screen here. Any questions at all? All right, pretty simple. I got some comments in the chat. Spanish speaking reps and payment processing. No, Leo, we don't. Where can I find a video which goes into details about the payment processing platform? On our DAC YouTube page and in the Agent Resource Center under payment processing, there's a playlist for payment processing. You can go through it there. And that's all the questions. All right, guys, let's rock and roll. We'll see you tomorrow.